Hello everyone, I'm Suryakala. Welcome back to my channel. So in this video, I'm going to narrate a story. We grew up reading Chandamama Kadalu. I would love reading stories whenever I would get any book, magazine or newspaper. If I could find a story in that, I would just sit somewhere and read those stories, and that was the achievement for the day. That's how we grew up. If you're a person from 90s, I mean, if you were born in 90s, you might be knowing all these things. um, those days we had television, but it was only Doordarshan. So before Doordarshan, All India Radio was there on air. So there was, I think, only one program weekly. Once there was children program in All India Radio, but we did not have radio. Our neighbors, they had radio, so I get to listen to stories through that, but most of the times I would go to school. So after that we got television. So not we, in my village hardly there are 2-3 families they had television. That was Doordarshan. When we were small, there was this show, children's program. It was Shaktiman, and so that was our favorite. So whoever had television, Sunday morning session, we would just go to their house. We would wait for that, and that was our favorite children's show. They would telecast this program, I think, on Sundays. So that's how we enjoyed our childhood. And there was also another program every day. I think it was around 10:30 in the morning. They would telecast. There's also this program called Tele School. So it was particularly for children. So through that program, they would narrate stories, they would show scientific experiments. It was educating, it was interesting. So I would eagerly wait for that program when I had a holiday. All of my friends, there was this group of children. We all would go to elderly people in our village, and we just would go and ask them to narrate a story at night before we would go to bed. So that's how we grew up, and it was we did not have any other distraction. So this is how we enjoyed our childhood, and that's what made me that's what helped me to read stories and to narrate stories. So listening and reading helped me a lot, and that's how I developed love or passion towards storytelling. So today I'm going to narrate a story. So without any further delay, let's get into the story narration, storytelling. It's a short story. It's about a wise old farmer who lives in a village. Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived a wise old farmer. He was known for his exceptional farming skills and his ability to grow the best crops in the entire region. So people from far and wide would come to seek his advice on farming techniques, and they would learn from him. They would learn from his wisdom. One day, a young traveler came to this village, and he heard about this farmer and his ability to grow the best crops. So he decided to seek his advice, and he decided to learn the techniques from this wise old farmer. He was intrigued by the stories, and he heard that the farmer grows his plants carefully. He nurtures his plants carefully. Impressed by the farmer's dedication, the young traveler approached the farmer, and he asked the farmer, "Dear farmer, I have heard about your wisdom and skills about farming. I want to learn from you, and I want to become a successful farmer like you." The wise and old farmer smiled and said, I would be happy to share my knowledge with you. But before we begin, let me tell you a story. So now I am narrating a story, and in the story, the farmer is going to narrate a story. The traveler nodded his head and he was eagerly waiting to listen to the farmer's tale. Tale means story. So the farmer began the story saying, once there was a seed that aspired to become magnificent tree. But the seed was afraid. It said to the soil that I am small and weak. I don't think so that I can become a strong tree. The soil replied, dear seed, do not worry. I will help you with nourishment and support. Have faith in your potential. So the seed trusted the soil and sprouted. As it grew into a sapling, it faced strong winds and heavy rains. It wanted to give up, but the soil encouraged it to stay strong. So the sapling persevered and eventually grew into a magnificent tree, providing shade, shelter, and fruits to many. So the farmer looked at the traveler and said, the moral of the story is, we all have immense potential within us, just like the tiny seed, but we face obstacles and we may have doubts. But with perseverance and belief in ourselves, we can overcome anything and achieve greatness. The traveler reflected on the story and thanked the farmer for his valuable lesson. So, inspired by the farmer, he spent several months learning farming skills and acquired knowledge from the farmer. Years later, the young traveler became a successful farmer and known for his bountiful harvests and innovative farming techniques. He always remembered the wise old farmer's story, passed on the wisdom to others, and inspired others to believe in their own potential. He always remembered the wise old farmer's story, passed on the wisdom to others, inspiring them to believe in their own potential. And so, the legacy of the wise old farmer continued, teaching the generations the importance of perseverance, belief, and the incredible potential that resides within each one of us. Friends, this is the story about the wise old farmer and a traveler. If you like my story, click on the like button, share it to your friends, and subscribe to my channel. I need your support as the seed sought support from the soil. Thank you all. Take care.